Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new 2024 Winter Village Collection set. Now this is the Santa's Post Office and it is much more colourful than I thought it was going to be, and I'm very intrigued to see how the thickness of the roof compares to previous years. Now not only is the roof completely different, the actual elf torsos are also different with regards to the print, because obviously this is a post office. So we've got lots of minifigure comparisons and of course set scale comparisons from years gone by, because all those sets are to my left hand side. But what we'll do, as per normal, we'll take a very quick look at the box artwork, have a super quick look at the instruction booklets, then we'll take a very good look at the set itself. And I nearly forgot to mention, we will also be doing a look at this in the same video, and obviously we'll see how this scales with the new set. And there's also an air balloon to take a look at in this, so it'll be very interesting to see how all three of these scale, not only with each other but with years gone by as well. So guys, with that being said, let's get to it. So I think it's safe to say that these look absolutely fantastic together, but we will be starting off with the box artwork for this set. So if you are looking on at the shelf, you can see it's item number 10339, 1,440 pieces, and you can see over in the UK and more than likely the EU, we just have a batteries included symbol. Over in the States, it is plastered absolutely everywhere on your box artwork, because that is a legal requirement for America. It does say Santa's Post Office Winter Village Collection. Obviously all these sets are very special, and they come at a fantastic price point as well. Lots of individual builds in this. You've got this to take a look at, the tree, this little thing. You've got this little weird and wonderful things there. I don't know, ice fishing for posts. Obviously something's got stuck in there. And then we've got all the sorting bits and pieces. And of course the air balloon, which is a thing that actually has the light brick, and it comes under the Lego Icons range. Now if you are looking for this in a different place on the shelf, you've got plenty of opportunity to find it, because you've got all of the artwork going across the top, so you can see all the different minifigures. And again, you've got the Santa's Post Office up at the top with a 1:1 scale of Santa himself. On the side, it does actually say at the top Santa's Post Office, but you're going to have your glasses on for that, because that writing is absolutely tiny. But on this side, they have put some more artwork on, which is very handy, because you can see exactly what it is. Moving straight onto the back super quick, you've got all of these little bits and pieces. So you've got the little sorting bit, which you're going to be taking a look at in greater detail, minifigures, all the other little bits and pieces that are in there. And then again, you can just see how colourful this actually is. And I'm putting all this together. It's very clever with regards to the system that I've tried, but I've not actually tried it from the top. So I'll be doing that for the first time, and fingers crossed I've built it correctly. But it is 11 inches in girth, and it is 8 inches high, so it's 21 centimeters or 8 inches in height, and 28 centimeters or 11 inches in width. So it is a good size thing. This is also the other set that came out in 2024, 8 Plus 40746. It is the Santa's delivery truck. Super simple build, but it is a pretty cool thing, and you've got lots and lots of detail on the inside of this. Again, if it's on the shelf awkwardly, that is what you're looking for from the top. Looking for that amazing minifigure just there. If it's on the side, you've got a little bit of a hint of what it is, with the presents just on the one flap. Onto the back, again, you've got the item number of 40746, and then you have got the other little bits and pieces with regards to what you're going to be looking at. It does a lot more, again, than what I thought it did, which is never a bad thing. And then on this flap, it also has the item number of 40746. So at least if it's on the shelf absolutely everywhere on this one, it doesn't matter, because you can see exactly what we are looking for. Now, off from the box artwork onto the instruction booklet. Teeny tiny, 5 tiny little bags. You can start off with the minifigure, and that is it. There's nothing fancy about this whatsoever. It is super simple and super easy. And moving on to the big build, you actually have up to 2 people can do this one. So you can see as you start to turn, it does say at the bottom 1 to 2 people to build it, and you have both instruction booklets just on there. And you can see it tells a little story of welcome to the North Pole, just like the bigger one does. And the bigger one is literally tells the exact same story, 1 to 2 people, and then the build just starts. But the slight difference between two of them is that these two things just here, which is obviously the big build, they come with the new style bags. So they actually come with the paper bags, whereas this comes with the old school plastic bags. Now there is a sticker sheet for both, and we'll run over the stickers as we go through the set. So while we're talking about the set, we'll tuck straight into that. Now, I think what we'll do, we'll start off with the vehicle, because it's going to roll around, and I do not want it to fall off the table. I will do the minifigures on the same camera. I know it's not exactly ideal because I just don't have the other camera handy, but all of the torsos for every single minifigure are exactly the same. The nice thing is with this one, it actually comes with a completely different head print compared to the main set itself. So you have the old man, or the wise man, shall we say, with the nice little tash and the glasses, and then on the back end there is no secondary print, whereas on some of them there are. So with this you can see you've got the little elf ears, and it is a nice looking thing. The truck itself is packed full of lots of different bits and pieces. Now I have on purpose put the wheels the other way around. Now if you were eagle-eyed, you would spot on the instruction booklet they're supposed to be that way, but I think it actually looks more Christmassy this way. So I am just going to keep it that way and just be slightly different. Now this actually splits down into a couple of different bits and pieces, but as we spin it around, we'll start at the front. I like the little hood ornament, and then you've got the little eyes and everything for the lights. And then obviously you've got the little windscreen, and then you've got the old school steering wheel on this one, which is nice to see. And the minifigure will stand, remember, not sit in there, because these legs do not bend. So you would actually have to stand up to drive this, which looks a little bit funny, but at the same time it is what it is. I'm sure it doesn't have a seat. I'm panicking. No, it doesn't. So there is just that. That is exactly how it's supposed to look. But we have got the bag on the side, we've got the spanner just there, the Christmas tree then comes off the top, so that is one thing to be removed. Then the lid itself, which looks like a cool little hat, that comes off as a completely separate thing, which then allows you to open up this bit. As you then spin it around, you can see all of the vast amount of presents that you build, and the back flap also opens and closes as well. So there's quite a lot going on with this. I won't remove all of these, but I'm going to end up losing them, but I will in a second be making a display out of this, because obviously all of these will then go around all of this, and it does look very, very effective indeed. As it comes around to the side, there's your other sticker, there's your other light, and then you also have the shovel on the front just there. So this set really, really does pack a punch, and it is super, super easy just to plug back together again, because before you know it, that is all together, and then you are good to go. Now, talking of going, that will drive out the way. I will place that off the table so it does not get smashed, and then we'll start with the smaller build. So this thing just here, this is obviously a little sorting bit. It's quite a cool little mechanism because it does move it forward and move it back again, so you can pick and choose where it is you want to put the post, and this will be coming from the air balloon, which we'll be trying in a second, because I'm assuming what you can do is you put that one on that side, that one on that side, and you can, as it comes in from the air balloon on the back end of this thing, then of course you can actually sort out the mail and the post and all of the junk bits and pieces. So this as a little build is a cool little thing. It's a nice little bit, and it's just all small bite-sized chunks. All the bags are nice and small, which means you can put it together very, very quickly if you're in a rush, like I am, because I have got this just recently and it was a little bit delayed. I want to get it into my Winter Village display, obviously, before, well, I end up moving it and doing something else, because that's the kind of person that I am. Now, with regards to the post, you've got all the junk mail in the red, so you can see you've got junk mail, which I've never seen that kind of print on those before, but it does say selected winner on the front, which is a little bit bizarre. And then on this one, you do have just your normal mail. But there is also a different kind of letter in the main building, which we'll be taking a look at in a second. So those three items out the way, moving on to this thing just here. So this is pretty cool, because you get the element of the fish, you get the element of the seal, which is a nice looking thing, and then you have got the frozen post, which is obviously over this bit just here, and that is a nice looking bit, because you can see you've got all the water and everything. And this is the minifigure that you get with this one. Now you can see you've got the surprised expression on this. Plonk the head off, turn the head round, and then you've got the nice smiley face as well. So some of them come with a dual face, and then some of them are just an individual face as well. So that is the second thing. Third thing is then a tree. So the tree itself does look very, very smart. All of the presents that are included in this tree are all part of this set. The vehicle itself with the presents is completely standalone. The tree itself is a nice little scale actually, and it'll look nice, I think, just out the front. So we'll have a little bit of a play with regards to the comparisons of everything very, very shortly, but you can see exactly what this is all about. You've got all the presents wrapped all the way around the tree, and I think it does look very, very smart. Moving on to the next thing. There's so many small builds on this. Now this is the other letters style that I don't think I've really seen before. You've got all of the blue and red wrapped all the way around it. Then you've got the stamp up at the top. Then you've got the little present as well. It's a cute looking little thing, and I think it does look very, very nice indeed. Moving on to the last of the smaller builds, which is this thing just here. Now, all three of these are big stickers. You've got the Post North Pole, Clubhouse, and then you've got the workshop, and then obviously this opens up. Then you've got more mail on the inside. You can see all of the detail that you've got wrapped around there, and of course you can add more of it if you want to as it goes around, but it's a cool looking little thing. Now, moving on to some of the minifigures before we go on to the build itself. You got this one just here. This one has a slightly different chirpy face with no secondary print. Again, all the torsos are exactly the same. The big difference is with this one is that symbol just down there. Now, I know it's hard to see on this camera, but it has got the postal symbol, which you'll see a little bit easier on the air balloon, because that is where the sticker is. Now, talking of the air balloon has a pilot, and the pilot is this one just here. You can see, again, open mouth, dual teeth. And then on the back, it has a more of a shock. Either he's about to crash into something face. But I do like the headgear because you can obviously have the pop that straight back on. If I can, there you go. And then it comes straight down over the eyes, or you can just have it opened up for the goggles. So that is a nice, I think, nice looking little minifigure. And again, all the leg heights, I think, are exactly the same. Then you have the one where it is guiding it in. Now, these elements are nice and cool, fully translucent, so they do look very, very smart. And again, with this one, it's just the singular face. But again, the big difference is it comes with a scarf, and it does look very, very Christmassy indeed. Now, you don't get a Mrs. Claus, but you do get a Santa. So he is there working away. This one has a little bit of a loose leg on. I'm not too sure what's going on with that one. So it doesn't matter too much. It will stand up simple enough. Stiff arms on them. All the nice detail going across the back. Now, there's always slight changes with regards to the Santa's outfit, and if I can find another Santa somewhere, because I've got plenty of them, we will do a comparison of years gone by, but there might be something slightly different on this, which I have probably missed. But if we take the head off and have the beard, this is the headpiece on this one, which is a nice looking headpiece. But of course, you've got to keep the big bushy beard on, otherwise it makes no sense whatsoever. So that is all the minifigures done. That is the smaller builds done. Then we'll go on, I think, to the air balloon itself. So if we tip the camera up, there is an air balloon that sticks onto the top, and it's got no problems whatsoever falling off. This thing is sturdy. Sturdy, sturdy, sturdy. It is easy enough to put together, and this is all one bag. But if you notice, there's a light brick just there. So that works from pushing down on this piece at the top. So it is a cool thing. You can see you can actually get the minifigures in there. It's got some of the posts and everything in there, and there's lots of little bits and pieces going on across the bottom. But this mechanism is what we're going to be messing around with later, because if you spin that round, that's where the mail will fall out, and I'm assuming, because I haven't done it yet, it will go down the chute. Now, we'll carry on with the chute before we look at the front. The chute itself is all of this on the back. So like I said, there's a lot going on with this one. So I'm assuming what it will do, it'll come down this side, it'll come flying down this side, and then you're going to catch it in this thing just here, like so. And then from there, it then gets sorted out into either I want it or I don't want it mail. So it goes like that, or it goes like that. So I think what we might as well do is just try it. So if I get this bit up on there like so, that is how it will be parked. Let's get these two out. So we'll have that there. Like I said, I'm doing this for the first ever time, so if I built this wrong, then obviously it's not going to go right whatsoever. Think you can see what is going on. Let's set it, I'm assuming, so that will tip it over to that side. If I can keep my arm out the way, and I do this, down it comes. There it goes. So yes, it works absolutely fine. Vicious, but it does work fine. One went in and one went absolutely torpedoing down, but it works well, because the reason why you've got this bit in the middle, not only is it for that bit, but if you've got eagle eyes, there is another chute just up at the top where they're writing letters up at the top, and then that will just come straight down the green, and then you can disperse it over to junk mail or not. So that is a cool little play feature, but also at the same time, it makes a really nice display option if you wanted to have it as a display option, because you can then display this from the front or back, and it serves a nice purpose. So carrying on with the bits and pieces, obviously because it is a post office, you've got posts and sacks and presents absolutely everywhere, but then you have got a coffee making machine by the looks of it on the inside. That mug is supposed to be resting on there, but there isn't actually a clip for it to go on. So until I've actually got the set placed, I don't want to lose it. So it's a nice looking thing. Moving on to the next bit, you've got the sorting room where all of these are all individual. They don't clip in, they just slide into that bit just there. And again, you've got a book with a naughty and nice list, I do believe, on that bit. Then you've got a chair in front of a fire. Now, normally that is where the light brick is, because you would normally push down on the chimney bit just at the top, but it's not. It's just a translucent piece that'll look very, very nice. And then you've got the candle with another list on it. Now, this one doesn't fold. This one just stays nice and tight. You can see the thickness of the roof. Now, again, I didn't realise this because I haven't really spoiled it for myself too much. But if we come round to this side, this is obviously a individual build. This roof, like they said they are, you build them individually. Look at that. Look how easy that is to come off. That was actually the table slipping, by the way, not anything else. That is how easy that thing comes off. My table is wobbling for some reason, so I will plonk that back, he says, like so, and we'll hope that doesn't happen again. But yes, you literally just have that bit on the back. It holds on to those cheese wedges. Down it goes, and that's it. You don't do anything to it, so you slide it off. You slide it on, no pins, no nothing, on the angle, absolutely easy. That's probably the easiest roof I've ever had to put on, and it works very, very well indeed. Now, we will move on, as I'm struggling with this table, to the front corner. So onto this front corner just here, you have got two little trees with the white elements up top, and you've got the snow person, and well, I'm assuming it's supposed to be a snow feature as such. Don't have a room for a small little carrot, but it does look very, very effective nonetheless. And then you've got all these little bits of detail going across the front. But you can see just how thick and chunky this roof is. But you've got all this beautiful detail on the chimney breast just in there. And then as it wraps around and across the bottom, you've got all the wavy bits just going on in there, and then you've got all the detail on the next level. You've got all the icicle bits dropping down, and then of course you've got the post office symbol itself. Now what I mean is, with regards to the elf, you can see on the sticker just there, that sticker is the print that is on all of these new elves, where they're not like that on the older. Now as you come down to the front, you can angle these however it is you want to angle them, and of course you can angle the door however it is that you want to angle them as well. But again, from the front, it looks great, and you have got a very, very chunky roof at the top. So what we'll do now is we'll compare this to some of the other sets. Right, there's now going to be a lot going on in the next few minutes. I've grabbed a few different things, and I will pan across very, very slowly. But I think it works perfectly well with that thick roof, because of course it's in the North Pole, so it's got to have a thicker roof. But as we're panning from left to right, the sets will kind of get newer. Now, there's some bits and pieces that I've spotted just doing this, which is quite interesting. The first proper bit of thickness of the roof actually came on the newer version of the toy shop, which is actually retiring. So this chunky bit just here is the first time you sort of had like the layering built up. So I was looking around all the others, you have all the others are a lot smoother. And I could have just put it in the display because I've just moved it from over there. But you can see what I mean with all of these bits here. So the older post office, which is obviously the OG post office, which is near there or thereabouts. There's probably one or two bits and pieces missing. Lots of little hidden detail on this one. The light brick still works in it. They went for not minimalistic amount of snow on that one. And then the toy shop beside it, all pure white, but it was just the obviously open studs. And then as you pan round, you can see you've got the thinner versions of all of the other roof. You don't really have a huge amount of chunky bits and pieces. Now, I haven't finished the Alpine Lodge just yet. There's reasons for that, and I will figure out what I can do with it, but that will happen in due course. So potentially that does have a slightly thicker roof as well. But you can see with the elf house just here that it is a thinner thing, and it does look very, very good indeed. But hopefully it's coming through on the camera that you can see the style of torso on this. So you've got the bells that come down on the front. If I stand these two, pick the perfectly wrong minifigure for that one. We'll stand these two side by side. So I'll use that so it doesn't fall over. You should be able to see now what I've been waffling on about. They are exactly the same legs, exactly the same belt buckle, but everything else is different across the top. So hopefully it's focusing all right. You can see you've got a completely different line, everything up at the top, and then obviously you've got the symbol up on that bit, whereas this bit is more of the elf workshop-esque type thing. So I guess they're different teams. The only thing is that if you are then going to go to the build a minifigure or the BAM and you want to get yourself some more elves, are they going to give us this torso in pink like they've done in previous, or are we going to get this version in pink, which means you can actually increase the staff to the post office stuff. Now, what I love about putting all of these completely different years of stuff together, you've got 2024, what, end of 2019, 2020 maybe, in slightly newer than that, much older than that. If you're wondering what this is, I think this is a giveaway. This is one of the giveaways that came with. This is a really nice workshop that I managed to pick up as well, but I've just pulled all of the different bits and pieces out because the colours throughout all of the years complement each other really nicely. And you can see how the roof design on this building, because this is the same set as this one, are completely different, and all of it together I think looks great, especially going over the years. And the truck itself, because obviously it's a two-tone green with the nice red, works well with anything, because that could park up outside the elf house if it wanted to, because that has the North Pole symbol and it has the workshop as well. So I just need the Santa's workshop as well, and then I will pretty much be complete bar one of the sets, which is very expensive. But I think overall all of that together does look very smart, and I think it works all right. But guys, that is it, and I am done. So now I've wrecked my display, I will have to put it all back together again. But let us know in the comments below if you are a fan of the new truck, and if you are a fan of the new build just here. And obviously you can see just how much taller this thing is with the air balloon and this roof compared to the older sets. But it is there or thereabouts exactly the same with the set that is retiring for 2024. And I'm looking forward to seeing how it compares with a lot of the other sets as well. But guys, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll see you next one. Ta-da.